Hi everybody, and welcome to Cooking with Cricket. Today I'm going to show how I make chicken tenders, and we're going to batter these and deep fry them, but you can bake them, but tonight I want to deep fry them. So I got me some chicken tenderloins. I figured a couple per person, but see this part right there, little tenderloin, the tendon. Sorry, I can't talk today. If you want to take that out, you can. Just grab a hold of it. Get your cut going. And just kind of pull it. And then you can take that out. That's kind of a tough piece. Then I'll just cut it in 3 pieces. But you don't have to take that tendon out. But sometimes I like to, because that piece can be a little gooey or tough. But I'll be back when I get these cut up and show you how I do the batter. Okay, I'm going to get my breading ready. But first I'm going to get my egg wash ready that we'll dip the chicken tenders in. I just take a couple of eggs, and sometimes I add just a little bit of water. Mix them up real good. And let me put just a tad bit of water in there. It's about a tablespoon. Now in my egg mixture, I'm just going to put a couple of dashes of Louisiana hot sauce. That's my favorite. Doesn't make the chicken too spicy where you can't eat it. Just adds just a little bit of flavor. I'm going to add a little bit more because we like it. And I'm going to set this aside. And then in a large zip top bag is where I'm going to put my breading at. Now I like to mix up a lot of breading. I'd rather have more than enough than not enough. I have been in the middle of doing this before and run out of the breading, have to stop, clean up, sanitize my hands and everything because I've touched raw meat, and mix up some more. The only thing is you can't save it because it's had raw meat in it. But I'm going to put about a cup of flour in my bag. Then I'm going to take some panko breadcrumbs. I love panko breadcrumbs. They're bigger than regular breadcrumbs. And to me, it just makes things more crunchier. And right now I'm going to put a cup in here. I might put a little bit more. Kind of mix this up, see if I'm going to need more. Yeah, I'm going to add about another half cup of flour. Because I can just tell by the amount of chicken tenders that I have, it's probably not going to be enough. And as you can tell, I'm making a mess. My kitchen is so tiny, and usually I just mix up everything at the table. And I'm going to add almost a cup, about 3/4 of a cup more of the panko breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to add in some salt, and I'm using kosher salt. And the salt really depends on your taste. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt because the flour that I'm using is self-rising flour, and it has some salt in there. I'm just going to shake in a little bit of black pepper. And then this is about one of the only times that I use garlic powder. And I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to add a teaspoon of paprika. And I'm also, well, there's no more in this container. Let me grab my chili powder. I'm going to add a teaspoon of chili powder. And you can add more or less or leave it out. Really depends on your taste. And I'm only going to add a half teaspoon of onion powder. And if you wanted to, you could add some Italian seasonings, some dried herbs in here, but just for tonight, this is all I'm going to add. Squeeze the air out and just mix it up real good. Now, I'm using my deep fat fryer for these tonight, but if you just want to put a pan on the stove to heat your oil up in, make sure that it is a high-sided pan, not one that's real low. Use a good saucepan that's tall. And don't fill your oil up all the way full because you don't want it to boil over, because it will. And I will heat my oil up to around 350 to 370. I don't want it to really just cook too fast, but I don't want it to cook slow either, or it will absorb a lot of oil. So I will heat mine up first to about 360, and then when I add the chicken in there a little bit at a time, the temperature will drop a little bit. So let me get my oil heated and I'll be back. Alright, I'm ready to batter up my chicken, or my chicken tenders. So I'm just going to dump some in the egg mixture. I have so many little pieces. I'm not going to try to do it one at a time. Just toss them around in the egg mixture. Then I'm going to take them out and drop them down in my bag. Try to get off some excess egg mixture. I'll put a few of them in my bag and kind of shake it up a little bit so they don't land right on top of each other and stick to each other. Okay, I got this batch in there. I'm going to seal it up and shake it well. And with my hands, I'm going to take them out, kind of shake off the excess, and just lay them in a clean plate. And when my oil gets ready, I'll be back to show you me putting them in the hot oil. But just please, when you're messing with raw chicken, please make sure that you wash your hands real well with soap and water. and even disinfect your counter and all in case any got on there. And wash under your fingernails and all real good. Okay, not only did I have that little bit of plate full, but I had another quart-size bag of nuggets chopped up, and I had just enough in this bag. And what little bit is in there, go ahead and throw it away. Discard it. Don't use it. It's not safe to use. And I'll even pour this leftover egg mixture down in there. And the juice of that plate. Put that right away in the sink. Seal this up and throw it away. And please make sure that you wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. And I'll meet you at the deep fryer. My oil is ready. Everything's clean. I even washed my tongs again. And I'm just going to start. I'll put the basket in and just start dropping them in. I'm not going to put them all in there. I'll do these in about 2 or 3 batches. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. These won't take long at all to cook. I'll be back when this first batch gets done. Alright, this batch is done. So I've took me a cookie sheet and lined it with some paper toweling. And I will not use the tongs again to take them back out because these is touch raw chicken. Okay, I'm going to shake off the excess oil and put it in my cookie sheet with paper towels to drain. And then get another batch going. So I'll be back in just a minute.